Here it comes. Wait for it. You know, him and kids, I don't get
I'm
it.
going to redo that because the sound guy's going to go, hey, you hit the baby, and I couldn't tell. Here.
Thank you. You know,
Speaking of that, my grandson's now 3 months old.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
it's really cool.
Hey, welcome to the Vintners series. Unfortunately, I'm my co-host Ed, and
The only thing that makes this interesting.
we were talking about the 78 selection for February being the Stone Creek 74 Cab Special Selection. Now, when I bought those wines in the 80s, there was no special selection. There was only one.
Yeah, they stopped. The special selection used to be a big deal back then, you know.
So, so then we started discussing the 70s and stuff, there's a book. We're going to write a book. My dad's being interviewed. Ed'll be interviewed. Don Schiff will be interviewed. Guys that called him my dad when the business started, they're still around. Some of these stories need to be told, and I was talking about how my dad was sitting on the balcony in like 75, sitting in Hawaii, went on vacation, and he had all his mail order books and templates and stuff, and he was trying to figure out how this thing might work. And it was that back then the wines were $5.
Right? Yeah, $10 for both of them
Right.
a month. And I'm the first person that told him I didn't think it would work. What's so
But that's
funny? Well, you knew that story, didn't you?
This is the Pellier 2016. I forgot what's in this.
Syrah.
Duché Duché.
Syrah and Grenache. It's a family-owned company. They've been around for
Syrah Grenache.
4 or 5 generations since the 1800s. And this guy named Pellier, that's his name. He's one of the guys at the forefront of turning the Languedoc around from being also ranch to being a serious wine area in France. And wines like this prove it. I mean, it's just amazing.
I love the balance of that.
Beautiful wine. It really is gorgeous.
This is our friend Claire Baroy. She's a wonderful French woman. She's actually in France right now. She's going to French wine school because she thinks she wants to buy a vineyard out in the south. But then she came.
You mean like Kentucky?
Yeah, no, but she came last time. We were speaking to each other in French a little bit, and then she's like, she didn't realize how hard it is. I go, yeah, well, it may not be any different in France than when you start a winery that you're probably not going to make any money.
Probably. And yet I just read where a vineyard in Napa sold for $136,000 an acre.
What?
$136,000 an acre, and I did the math. If you sold your wine for $1,000 a case, it would take you 10 years to get your investment back. And that's if you didn't have any costs involved.
I think
It's insane. It's insane. Anyway,
this is $20 on the shelf, $19.99, $12.99 for more.
that's a killer bottle.
It's yeah. I mean, this is beyond the pale when it comes to stuff like this.
I'm
on
at
the
a
shelf.
96. I think it's just gorgeous, you know. But everything that she has brought us from this area has been really stunning.
95 for me, only because that's what it says on the sheet that we already read.
And you can't change the sheet, God forbid.
That's a lot of sheet.
Too much for me.
Okay, so kind of an unusual for the Wine Month Club to feature 2 wines from the same winery for the red and the white for the main thing, but it happens once in a while. And this is one of those because, as interesting as the red is, I think the white is even more.
Oh, absolutely. And it's kind of interesting because, 10 years ago, I would say that 1% of the whites coming from the south of France were white. I mean, not if 1%. Now it's amazing. It's going up and up and up because
You know what?
it's so good.
The component that most of these things are coming up with that makes them so good, and we keep talking about how great they are, is this Grenache Blanc.
Grenache Blanc. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We just keep finding it because the Roussan's been around. It's kind of fat, it's kind of tropical. Viognier, the same, but this Grenache Blanc sort of cuts the mustard a little bit with it.
Oh, well, Grenache Blanc, I mean, first
The
of all,
nose is so complicated.
they're growing it in the central coast of Santa Barbara County, and it's unbelievable. It's a staple in Spain, and now they're growing it in New Zealand and Australia and the south of France, and it's just absolutely a gorgeous grape.
I'm getting a little licorice in this.
Absolutely. No, I get it as soon as you said that.
Little anise.
Beautiful bottle of wine. $19 on the shelf. $12 reorder price. God, I'm at 98 on this one. I love this wine.
I go
It's
97.
really, really good.
Just makes you want to go, wow, this is so. I got to taste it again. Did I just taste licorice in that? Did I just taste?
Right. So there you go.
There you have it, Ed. We're all counting on you.
Okay. It's your turn.
Oh. Shh.
Oh, and here we go with the Windrun Pinot Noir. Speaking of Ken Brown,
That's right.
he made this wine.
These are our friends at Windrun. Once in a while, they buckle up and they send us some stuff that they would like us to show for them. This is their 13 Pinot Noir. I think it's doing extraordinary. Oh, Jesus.
The nose on this wine is out of this world. I mean, it is so classic Pinot Noir. A little cherry, a little earth, a little candy apple,
Wow. The age is
I mean, it really is absolute perfect Pinot Noir.
The age has done it well. It's balanced it, it's softened it. The problem is on your newsletter, folks, you have the wrong bottle. You have the reserve, which actually is not as good as this. But we took the picture of the wrong bottle.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Okay, so
They'll probably blame it on me.
well, that's a good person to blame it on. $20 on the shelf, $13 on the reorder, and I'm at a 98 for this. I think it's really, really amazing bottle of Pinot, and that's a stupid price. Have we used that term before?
Stupid price. That one sales guy uses that term all the time. And the stupid deal is, it's like stupid. You're overpriced already. So the guy that uses the word stupid price is always overpriced.
Well, of course.
Now this is a really fun wine. You don't see this too much. We got a bunch of Alsatian varietals in. We got a Sylvaner, we got Gewürztraminer.
I know,
we got
and
Riesling.
they're really good.
And I thought this Muscat was great because it's not too sweet.
No, it's not.
It's very indicative of Alsace.
Boy, but it's so unmistakably
Cleebourg.
Muscat, Yeah, this is a co-op that was founded just after the war, just after World War II, when France was, pretty much devastated from the Second World War, and the growers got together. And a lot of co-ops were found, and formed a company that, would parlay all of their vineyards into one winery and make the wines. And it's that co-ops are probably the best values in wine in the world.
Well, we got a bunch of stuff with them. I just was so happy to get it and be able to feature at this price. $24 on the shelf, $11.99 for more.
Wow.
I have a 95 here. I'm saying 97 because it's so
Wow.
Muscat, right?
This is unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, $11.99 a reorder price. God, that is a gorgeous Muscat. That's probably one of the best ones I've ever tasted because they can get a little overly musky.
Yeah, right.
Muscat. I mean,
You're
Muscat is the oldest grape known to man. It was probably the first grape that was turned into wine 8,000 years ago, and that's because it has a lot of sugar in it, right from the get-go. So there's always residual sugar left in the wine, and it can be a little out of balance. But this is perfect.
No, the acid in this is incredible.
Well, but you see, the problem with these wines is when they ferment them dry, they can get bitter.
Yeah.
And there's no bitterness in this wine whatsoever.
None.
I mean, it is
None.
absolutely gorgeous. I'm telling you, it's probably the best Muscat I ever tasted, so I'm at a 98, 99. Do I hear 100? Yeah, you in the back.
I go 97. Wow. It's more intriguing every time you taste it. There's tangerine.
It's
and there's
gorgeous.
cotton
Absolutely
candy, and
gorgeous. Oh, you know who's going to love this is your dad.
Oh, is he?
Oh, your dad's going to go nuts over this wine.
I'll take it to him.
Because it's so unique, and you don't expect a dry Muscat to have this much emphasis in the flavors without that bitterness, because it can also be really high in alcohol. Fabulous wine.
What is the alcohol?
Probably not that much.
12? It's
Yeah.
not bad. But it's a cold area.
It's a cooler area. So anyway, that's our show for the Vintner series of February 2018.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're all counting it.